As someone who's pretty new to the job market, I'm finding it impossible to find a job where I can work as a designer and still make a full-time career. And I have a feeling that I'm not the only one. So, after working a job for almost a year that I completely hate, I've decided to start my journey as possibly a freelance designer or looking for a position that I can actually design things consistently and not be an IT help desk. So, come along with me and we are going to set some goals and see where we end up on how we achieve those goals and what we plan to do for the future on how to become either a freelancer or look for a better position in this insane market that we're currently in. First, let's do a little bit about me. Hey, I'm Beck. I have been working as a designer for around 4 to 3-ish years in between the freelance space and working for friends and family when I get the chance to. I'm originally from the Pacific Northwest, which I love and hope to be a granola girl through and through. But I recently moved to the Midwest and I've kind of found myself with not many design friends, not really too many people to communicate, nor a community to connect with. So I thought, why not join social media and try it out and go for a YouTube channel and see if I can find creatives like me who are struggling with the same thing that I am. I'm 25 going on 26 and I find myself literally living for the weekend, and I just can't imagine doing my whole life like this. So I'm kind of just sick and tired of hating my 9 to 5 and waking up and just dreading the day. So I've always had a passion for design and video creation, so I thought, why not? With my current company, I'm working as a web designer for a manufacturing company, which is not necessarily my style, but it pays the bills. It does the job, but I'm finding that I hate going to work. As far as my social media presence, we're literally starting at zero. I made my Instagram account maybe a couple months ago, and I've grown it. We haven't hit 100 followers yet, but we're approaching that timeline, and so I'm hoping that we can create a community on there as well that can share art and designs and really just start from ground zero. Now that I've told a little bit about myself, with this video, I just want to set some goals from ground zero, where I'm starting, and give myself kind of like a cool little timeline that I can track my progress and see how things are going. Number one, obviously, is to either get a freelance client or have an interview with a real-time position that I'm actually interested in. It's a really hard choice for me, as freelance is an amazing job opportunity and I think it would be a dream come true to do freelance. Realistically, I don't think it could happen very quickly, so I am trying to be realistic and also look for full-time positions because those are more secure and they give me the opportunity to build my skills and learn from other people within a group versus just kind of doing it on my own, which I have been doing for a hot minute now. One position that I'm really excited for is my local zoo is actually looking for a graphic designer, so hit me up if you're looking for somebody to design for you. I absolutely love the zoo. Funny story is, since I can remember, probably at least middle school, I've always dreamed of coming to the zoo, and I finally moved to the area and I visit as often as I possibly can. I absolutely love the zoo, and it would be a dream come true to design for them. Even just like work for them in general would be an amazing opportunity. The second thing that I would like to do is build up my skills and kind of learn a little bit more about my personal style. I know to some extent that I really enjoy like colorful projects, more B2C consumer-based projects, bright, colorful, bold, but I feel like a lot of graphic designers are really into that, and so I kind of want to build upon that enjoyment that I get from those kinds of designs, as well as like working more with the entertainment industry, such as like zoos or coffee shops or restaurants, those kinds of things that build community and also can just be a little bit more fun and flexible in their branding and designs. The last goal is to build up my portfolio into something that I'm a little bit more proud of. I took the just get it done and get something up there model, which works. Like, obviously when you don't have anything, something is better than nothing, but I feel like I'm at a point where I not only need to build up my portfolio more, but I also need to start building more of a personal brand if I want to take freelance seriously. So I'm going to be looking to not only build up my portfolio, but also start a website for my company and see where that can go for me. Now that we've set these goals, I also wanted to kind of make a plan for how I'm going to reach those, because my ADHD brain likes to break things down into little tiny groups so that I can have those baby successes as well as somewhat of a roadmap for me to go along with, because I can get distracted very easily. So we're gonna go ahead and go with those. The first one is pretty obvious. I need to apply for jobs that I'm actually passionate about. In my last position, I was just desperate for money, so I was living less than paycheck to paycheck, and so it was just kind of getting any position that would pay me sufficiently to live my life and pay for my apartment and pay for my food. So being more selective and going through on LinkedIn and making sure that the job fits my needs as well as like the company fits my needs, and they're more of like team oriented and things that I enjoy working on in projects instead of just kind of any job that I can get my hands on. And the second one is another obvious guy. I need to be more consistent on social media. I am notorious for starting projects and not following through with them, whether it's an Instagram story that I'm doing or starting a YouTube channel and deciding that it's too much work. I need to promise myself that I'm going to give myself at least 30 days to work this out and try with full effort to try and do this, post consistently on Instagram and make sure that I'm posting once a week on YouTube so that I can actually give myself a shot, because posting consistently is way harder, and everywhere I hear about how consistency is key, and I've yet to do it and I haven't gotten any results, which makes sense because I'm not being consistent. So we'll see. Hopefully I'm able to do that. And the last thing, I think that I should work on more passion projects that challenge myself. I hear a lot of designers saying that passion projects are super important, and oftentimes they don't work on them enough now that they are busier with real clients and other aspects of running your own business or working a full-time job. And while I have the time to do so, I feel like I need to challenge myself to go outside of my creative bubble and learn new things and challenge myself to try new styles, as well as work with different color palettes and learn new design techniques and different ways that I can use tools within Illustrator or Photoshop or After Effects. I have a plethora of skills, but it seems that I kind of know just a little bit about everything, and I'm not necessarily like a perfectionist in that sense. So I think working on those things and making sure to really pick out passion projects that I enjoy. I find passion projects from a very different group of sources. Instagram is an awesome resource. There's a lot of briefs that I like to use, such as like Brief Club, Modern Brief, and I'll go back through, like, yes, their current ones are great in doing the contests, but I found that it's kind of a popularity contest, and with less than 100 followers, oftentimes I just get looked over. So I'm not really doing it for the contest aspect of it. I'm doing it just so that I have to follow a brief and look for kind of like a real client example so that I can get that experience without necessarily risking it in a sense. And so places like those, and sometimes you can even just Google like design briefs that I can work on, and they have really awesome generators that can create briefs for you so that you can just kind of throw things in. With the briefs though, is I feel I pick a very select group. There's a very I would say niche that I like to follow, and while niching down is not a bad thing, I'm so new to this space, I think niching down is a bad thing in that aspect. I should explore and expand and learn new things so that I'm not just trapped in the same old, because maybe someday my taste will change and I like to do minimalist with no color, which I very much doubt will happen. But just in case, to make sure that I have those things, those different aspects and such. Well, that was kind of a quick breakdown of my goals, some things that I feel like I can work on to help myself as a designer and help myself on social media. I have a ton to work on. Next week, my plan is to start working on my portfolio and personal branding, so stay tuned for that. It'll be a really fun time. Be sure to add in the comments if you have any things that you think I missed or any things that I could also be working on to improve my design skills, or things that you're working on. I'd love to talk with you guys about what you're doing and how your journey or goals or any of those things are, because I want to do this all together and have us both have us all go through this crazy process, because it's a little scary as most of my family and friends don't really understand it. So I'll see you next Wednesday, and hopefully we can get a portfolio together and maybe work on a personal brand. Hey, bub. You go lay down. Yeah. You go lay down. You don't need to be here. Now that I've told myself, and my, I do.